Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I am a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to talk about signs that you're an attractive woman, but you can't see it yet. You are unaware of this, okay? Now, this is more particular for women who are attractive, but they don't necessarily know it. So if you're attractive and you do know it, this might not fit. That doesn't mean you're not attractive, okay? I am making this more specifically for folks who don't know that they are attractive and they don't recognize that some of these things that we're going to talk about comes from the fact that they are attractive. And unfortunately, I feel like this is very important because a lot of women who do not know they're attractive, that can be a recipe for being in a dangerous situation because people may literally take advantage of that. Unfortunately, that's the reality of life, okay? And so I think this video is very important for safety purposes as well as psychologically to help boost self-worth and understand yourself, being more recognized of yourself, becoming more resilient to other people trying to put you down. That's the main purpose for this video. I made a male version. And I don't know if I put it before or after, but that one, the male version, was requested on my main channel. And so I thought, of course, I'm going to make a female version as well, okay? So a lot of times what happens is other people try to mask that they think a woman is attractive so that she doesn't know she's attractive. Because a lot of times people believe if a woman knows she's attractive, then she is more powerful in the social setting and social space than other people, right? Male and female both feel this way. And so by making you, an attractive woman, not feel like you're attractive, they can have power over you. And so that's why we want to get that back for you and maintain whoever views power, struggles, whatever it is. Unfortunately, it's a very common psychological phenomenon. Every individual has these struggles, whether it's internal or external, but we want to put it where it belongs. If you are an attractive woman and another person feels threatened by that, it just means that they also need to do their own inner work. It's not your fault, okay? And so we don't want to put the blame on you because that's not healthy. And so that's the main reason why we're going to talk about this today. So we're going to first talk about the different types of men you attract. So that's going to be the first step. But before we go into that, please remember, this is just based on what a lot of things that we've seen. Some of this has research, and I'm going to put that research in the description. But if you don't fit this, it doesn't mean you're not an attractive woman, okay? This is not a one size fits all. I really want you guys to know that, okay? And so the first one, like we just said, is you attract many different types of men, even ones that are not so safe for you, okay? Actually, sadly, more often than not, you're probably attracting men who are not that good for you, okay? And why is that? Let's unpack this because this is a lot, okay? When you attract different types of men, it's because all types of people find you attractive, right? And so you're attracting different types of people, okay? But why in particular may you attract men who might not be good for you or might be harmful emotionally, psychologically, whatever it is? The reason why is because we just mentioned that this is for particularly women who don't know they're attractive, but they are. And a woman being attractive has some sort of psychological power from a balanced perspective psychologically, okay? So socially, a woman who knows she's attractive, she is more likely to protect her own well-being, her own peace, because she feels confident in her own space. And a woman being attractive in a society sense tends to be something that is a powerful person, right? And so a woman who does not know that, she doesn't know that yet, she is more easy to control because she is actually probably, if she is attractive but she doesn't know it, she's probably been put down a lot. Maybe she's come from a family that's abusive, somebody that didn't tell her properly, this is something that you have, this is valuable to you. She doesn't know her own value. And so some men who also come from abnormal backgrounds, they want to have a woman, of course, that's attractive and someone that they feel they can control or that won't ask for a lot because she doesn't know her own value. And so that is why sometimes, sadly, a lot of these women, you've seen that before, beautiful, attractive women, so beautiful, and they are with men who don't treat them well. You've probably seen that. It is likely because she doesn't know she's attractive. Now, sometimes it might be other reasons, right? We don't know all the reasons, but this is a big common one, okay? And so, folks, if this is happening, I don't want you to blame yourself. I just want you to recognize that sometimes things are the way they are at this moment, but you can change things subtly. You can start recognizing, you know what, maybe I don't feel attractive and I've been told I'm not attractive, or I've been, bullied a lot. Maybe because you are attractive, you're bullied a lot. But whatever the reason is, you can still tell yourself, but maybe I am attractive and I need to recognize that a little bit more to protect myself, okay? Think of it like that. The next one is similar, okay? Men may try to put you down and make you believe that you are less than, okay? Some people might disguise it where it's like a compliment, but it's actually like a negative thing. I think the term is negging. Is that how you say it? I don't even know. If you guys cannot tell, I'm not a fan of social media, which is funny because I make YouTube videos, but I'm like not very much like that despite my age. And I know that term was really popular like, what, 5, 7 years ago? Something like that. Whatever it is, it's when a man like subtly compliments you and then they actually put you down to some extent as well. It's like a combination. It's a form of manipulation to make you feel bad. But they might just outright put you down. And they want to make you believe you're less than, honestly, so that you don't leave them. Usually that's the reason why, or so they can get a chance with you. They might feel like if you know how valuable you are, you probably won't give them a chance, which, to be honest, that's probably true. And so that's their strategy to try and get you. But the problem with that is they have to continuously do that in the relationship, and that becomes abusive, just being completely honest, because they're going to have to keep lowering you in order for you to not leave them throughout the relationship. And if this is happening, recognize how abnormal this really is. A lot of men who feel secure or who want to treat you nicely, they're not going to do this. This is not the same as fault finding. Avoidant men, they fault find. That's not the same, okay? I made a video on fault finding. You can look at that to kind of see the difference. This is actually when somebody literally, they have more awareness they're doing this. They're not doing this because they're vetting you or seeing if that you're compatible. That's not what they're doing. They're doing it simply to keep you low, okay? The next one is you actually remember people being intimidated by you or feeling like they're avoiding you, and that made you believe you're unattractive, which in fact, that's not the reality, okay? For the male one, I made a video on this either before or after. A lot of men who are attractive, women as well, they get stares. And a lot of men, when they think they get stares, they think, okay, this means I'm a weird person. Something's wrong with me. And so the way people act, they immediately say, this is a sign I'm unattractive, when in fact, this is a sign that they are more attractive. Women have a similar one where people actually like avoid you or like give you like not so positive looks, but it actually literally is probably because you're attractive. And you're telling yourself, oh, it must be because I'm unattractive. People do that. It's probably because you're attractive, okay? The next one is that, unfortunately, men may interpret your friendly behavior as interest. And this is a misconception. This research was like a while ago. This was like 87 when this came out. But this is common, right? Where we have these misconceptions where men think that whatever your friendly behavior is, they think it as physical interest. And that might make you feel confused because you didn't know what was going on. And then you might lead somebody on without meaning to simply because of this. But you weren't doing it on purpose, right? Unfortunately, this happens a lot. And the next one is that people feel more open and safe about like being honest with you, okay? Now, this one was 2019. Actually, the research was very interesting, okay? It's where that actually exposure to an attractive woman from a man's perspective actually increases a man's honesty. That doesn't mean that if a man is lying to you, you're not attractive. That's not what I'm saying. It's in comparison to who they used to be. So a man might be like very, very dishonest and they still will be dishonest with you, but maybe just a little bit less dishonest because they find you attractive. So I don't want you to take it too confusing. A lot of times I don't like to use too much research in my videos because I'm a doctoral student, so I literally spend every day, at least once a day, looking at research. I just do. That's what I'm a therapist, so as my job, I do look at research for mental health purposes, clinical purposes, and then as a doctoral student, PhD, I'm doing it for research perspectives. So I can read research pretty well. Obviously, I should. Otherwise, why would I be in this field of study? But a lot of people can get confused. So sometimes when you guys look at research, you mean it from a genuine place, but it's very confusing. All the semantics, all the words, all the details, the charts, all the things, you might get confused. And so you guys can definitely look at the research, but just don't be too, don't take it too strong. Everything with a grain of salt, okay? Because I can kind of see what parts of the research might not be as valid. We all do, right? And usually with a research paper, you're going to see at the bottom the areas where there might be some bias or there might be some holes in the research. But in general, always take everything with a grain of salt, even research, right? Because we have some research where I can see like 2 different types of research and they literally like contradict, right? But then when you look at it, one is like maybe self-survey, which might not be as accurate, whereas the other one might have like 3 different types of data collection sources. And so that one, personally, I would choose that one as more valid. That's just my opinion, but it's up to you guys. But so understand that research doesn't mean it's a fact. Okay, so don't be frightened by those things. Anyways, I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.